Hello and welcome from Germany. This is my first on location video. I've never done something like this before. I usually have a script and everything else. Not today. We're just going to see how this goes. It is the end of day one of the Speed Puzzle World Series. 3 challenges down. We have our leaderboard. This is just a quick recap video. There's going to be so much to cover once this is all done, but there's a few questions people want answered, and I'm going to try to do that. Currently, I am standing where the spectators are allowed to be, and it overlooks where the competitors are down below. All 300 and almost 40 of us sitting down at those tables. And right behind me is the stage. There's the trophies and such behind me. I will not be winning one of those, but yeah, so it's from a spectator point of view, it's a good view. If you can get a spot right up against the railing, then yeah, it's great. However, behind me, if I turn around, the spectator view is quite large over here. And yeah, screen up so people can watch. If you can't oversee, watch the YouTube live streams, which I've heard have been very good. And yeah, it's been a good start to the day. I'm going to be taking little breaks during this because, yeah, I usually have this all scripted. I'm making this up as I go. So, all right, so I'm going to answer a few of the questions that people have sent me. The first one, and a lot of people have asked the same thing, what is the lighting like? And overall, I can only really speak for myself and the people around in my area. It seems to be pretty good. It's bright enough that you can see the puzzle. I don't have any glare from where I am. However, standing up here, looking at some of the tables below, it's not perfectly even all the way across, but like look at the size of the brim. It's next to impossible for it to be perfect for everybody. Another question asked about the QR codes that you see on the table. So if you're watching the live stream, you'll see at the front of each of the tables, there's little cards. Maybe see that on there. So your time is written down for each of the 6 challenges throughout the weekend, and you can see what your progress is throughout. But there is a QR code on the front. That's not for anybody except for the timekeepers. They essentially just scan the QR code and make sure your time goes through. And then, because technology is technology, and to make sure no one's kind of tampering with that system, they will also come around and they will double check what they've written down on the tables as well. So there's two-factor verification, essentially, is what we're doing here. So they're making sure everything is through as clear as possible, which is great. It's great to see that extra little step is being put into place. I'm not going to go through the 3 puzzles that we covered today, but they were not really, I think, what a lot of people were expecting. We started off with a gradient, which was a borderline gradient, I would say. Most people that I've spoken to have described it more as a color blocking type of puzzle. Yes, there was a gradient. 100% it was a gradient puzzle. Definitely was a gradient puzzle, just not what we were expecting. That being said, one of my predictions was that you'd have a gradient mostly of the background with some random objects up front. In this case, it was plants, and I think a flamingo was on there. And I think a Sasquatch. I barely remember that as at this point. That was this morning. That seems like ages ago at this stage. But it was fast. The winner was under 30 minutes, and that's kind of what we were expecting for that. The second puzzle of the day was the repeated image, and at least the people around me were not thrilled when they saw that image. That was the most challenging puzzle of the day, and that was kind of expected coming into this. Nobody was predicting a building repetition puzzle. Those windows were a nightmare, especially the left side of that puzzle. That was tough for me. That was my slowest of the day, and definitely that's hurt my standings, which is whatever. That's for a different video. And then finishing off the day with the busy, detailed image is what it said on the website. And yeah, it was detailed. Just a lot of vegetables, though. Again, not something that I think we were expecting to see. I was really hoping for something animated, cartoonish type thing drawing in there. We didn't get that. That's okay. But I think that was the fastest round of the day, easily sortable, and people flew through that really quick. And that was also my fastest puzzle of the day. Around 45 minutes. I was thrilled with that. So yeah, that's the end of the puzzles for today. What else did we do? We also have the trading cards that have been now released, and people are going crazy over these things, trying to trade them. I've seen people with like 100 of them, and some people are trying to collect as many as they possibly can. I'll do a quick video on here opening some of the packs, and you can see what they look like. I've seen my card. I've seen 3 versions of my card, which is very weird to see yourself on a trading card. 3 different versions. I think at most people have 3 versions of it. So there's this. It's a normal looking card, and then there's one with a holographic background or covering on it, and there's one with a sparkly, shiny background as well. So it's not just trying to find that one card. If you're trying to find your whole set, great. People are collecting, trying to get as many from their own country as they possibly can. Friendship groups. Trying to find the top puzzlers is a common one as well. Some people are signing the cards. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing with them, but it's added in something something unique to this type of competition. Some people have also asked about what we kind of do between the rounds. So it is 3 rounds. They all start 2 hours apart. We have 75 minutes per round. A lot of people are finishing before that time is done. But even if you take the full amount of time, that's 45 minutes before the next round starts. And they do want us in here 15 minutes before it begins, just so we're settled and we know kind of what's going on with that round. But there's not a lot of time in between. You'd think there would be. It's also day 1. People are trying to buy puzzles that are on sale, trying to get their trading cards. People that haven't seen each other for a long time, introducing yourself to people. I've met more people today than I've probably met in the entirety of 2026 and maybe even 2025 at this point. And it's been really fun meeting people that are watching these videos, which is great, and just meeting people in general. And just very quickly to end this video, I'm standing outside of the venue. Everyone is gone for the day. It's nice and quiet at the moment, but it was a very, very busy day. A couple of things I do also want to mention on here. Look at the signage. There's signs everywhere. It's very clear. On the way in, there's posters that give all the information. Everything's super clear throughout. It's just been very, very well organized. But there is something that I didn't mention on here, and there was a big surprise at the start of the day. If you watched the live streams, you would have seen it at the very beginning. Go and watch that. Mel and Lou do a much better job of explaining it than I am right now without my scripts and everything else I normally have. But there is another challenge. There's supposed to be 6 challenges. There's actually 7 challenges, and this one is one to do at home. And they have given us a special puzzle. I'm going to try to pick this puzzle up here, but so we have this puzzle. I mean, how amazing does that puzzle look? And it's an exclusive puzzle that you can only get at the Speed Puzzle World Series. You can see the branding, the logo on the bottom here. And how exclusive is this puzzle? There's not even a barcode on it. It will never be sold in stores. There's only going to be a few copies that ever actually show up in Canada. So I got one of them, one for me. It's just been a good day. But I'm not going to talk about the puzzles too much in this video, but I'd rather have this one. So that is it for this little mini recap thing. If you have any questions that you want me to cover in day 2, who knows how tired I'll be tomorrow, but I'll definitely cover something. Oh, there's Lou in the background going inside with her sparkly silver jacket on. It was great day. Great day. See you tomorrow.